Alrighty, we are recording. This is our recording test. Okay, so this is a combination of tests here. We've got the microphone going, we've got the 229 going, high-tech side panel is going. What else have we got? Xbox 360 controller, head tracking. Got it again. Quite important for driving. Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Okay. Why are you not working now? I am absolutely going around in circles this morning. Now my side-tech side panel's not working. I spent like an hour trying to get my wheel to work. I finally figured out that if I put it in a different USB port, it works. The whole time I was trying to figure that out, the side-tech side panel was working fine. Now the side-tech side panel's not working. Man, I do not know what's going on today. Air tracking is on. Game is alive. The reset button isn't working. Okay. Come on. There we go. It's in. All right. So do we have lights? We have some lights. Have an engine. Okay, we are good to go. Now what have I bound to the handbrake? Let's go. Oh, I keep doing this. I think this is the exit and it isn't. The exit is around this way somewhere. There it is. Difficult to tell with all this snow on the floor. You can't see the road markings. Now, what happened last time, yesterday, was I came out of here and the sat-nav just stopped. Oh my god. Major stutter there. Oh, okay, I know why it stopped yesterday then. Technically it wanted me to turn left, I turned right instead. That's fine. It's obviously taking a moment to update itself, so that's not an issue. Alright, let's see if we can actually get this route done today. Again, this is a video quality test. Not really playing the game so much as... I mean, I am taking... Oh, thank you, sir. I can understand why they changed the AI to let you through. Oh, look at the glitchy on the road. That's so weird. Again, there's a spawn point there. Do you see how they disappear when the trucks get to here? As if it's fair to say, oh my god, look at this up front. It's fair to say there's one or two issues in the French DLC. One or two problems that have yet to be ironed out. I've seen trees in the road. I've seen a lot of erratic AI driving behaviour. We're meant to be going down here, I think. I can never tell. It looks like we're meant to be going left. Looks like I'm meant to be out there on the main road, but there's an H here which makes me think this is our first stop. I'll bring up the map real quick. I know this is not our first stop. Are we here? Is this us? Oh, the Arc de Triomphe is down there. Nice. That's a nice feature that they've added that on the map. What? Do you know what? I think that's where we are. I think that is our stop. Look, there's people there waiting. I mean, what the hell's the yellow line all about? Alright. Let's go past. Let's not pick these people up, even though I think they're for us. Let's follow the orange. See where it takes us. See what it says. So we're running on Epic. 100% traffic. The only thing I will say about sugar my tits. That was an accident. Luckily we've got no passengers at the moment, so that doesn't qualify as an accident. So yes, the only thing I'd say really that I've noticed is missing from France, a Citroen 2CVs. That's the one car you would expect to see in France, and I have yet to see one. Be it driving around or parked up on the side of the road somewhere. And that's quite an iconic French vehicle. Something you'd rarely see. I mean, it's a classic collector's item these days. You'd rarely see it in the UK, but you're almost certain to see one a week in France. Just feel like it should be represented here somewhat. Not bad. Tain't bad. I'll turn aircon on. Icon is on. So what's new, something I haven't had for a long time, is the camera on. What I've discovered with the camera very much is that the Logitech G Hub will mess it up, something chronic. So I have to start all my recording software first before the Logitech Profiler. Is that the Eiffel Tower over there? Sure as Billy-O looks like it. Wonder if you can go up the Eiffel Tower. Wonder if that's modelled. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? You could hop on, go up in the lift. Rather strange uniform positioning of chairs over here, like they're watching a movie or something. Now that looks pretty iconic as well. Notre Dame, perhaps? Oh, blimey, mate. Leave me some space. Just like driving in France. I mentioned this in another video, but yeah, I have recently driven in France, so pretty good idea of what to expect. And in some areas, I've got to say, they've really nailed it. There are parts in this French DLC where it's like I actually recognise it from when I was driving around in the north of France. But then there are these like massive boulders which appear just about everywhere in France, and I kind of think they don't need to be there. And I also think maybe there's too many trees, because what I remember distinctly about driving in France, especially on the why stop? You think you're helping me, you're actually causing me more problems. Flag rather appears to be in the building. Arc de Triomphe. I'm not going to do a tourist bus tour of France. That's very French, by the way. There's an attitude in France that I quite respect, actually, in many ways, as long as they're not sort of causing dangerous situation. They're like, the whole attitude is kind of, I need to get there, so I will park anywhere I bloody like that's near where I want to get to, and that's where I'm going. I actually kind of quite respect that. That is most definitely the Eiffel Tower, ladies and gentlemen, behind my wing mirror. And we got a really kind of good French feeling driving style at the moment here. Pushing in. I say French, you know, I don't mean French. Basically, it's city driving, isn't it? People who live in cities are ignorant self-obsessed job knockies. Not all, but most. Especially when you put them behind the wheel of a car, they turn into these insatiable, uncontrollable, single-minded danger machines, basically. So I'm following the sat-nav orange line. I genuinely don't think it's taking me the right way, but whatever. If I roll forward just a little bit, you can see the Eiffel Tower over there, and that's pretty cool. Seems to be quite well modelled. Certainly iconic, isn't it? Certainly is iconic. Can't see the lights now. Oh, I've got a trick for that. There we go. Oh, is that the Arc de Triomphe there? So many buildings in this area that look like they could be. I'm pretty sure that's the Arc de Triomphe, isn't it? I was looking for this sort of long, direct Arc de Triomphe route with the roundabout. Wondered why I couldn't see it. All these cobblestones are giving my G29 a good workout. Yeah, this is most definitely the Arc de Triomphe. Okay. I kind of feel like the LOD system could be better. The Arc de Triomphe, ladies and gentlemen. Iconic French structure. Hopefully you can't hear my G29 too much, but it's definitely having a workout. Right, I'm a little bit freaked out about the route that I'm being taken on here, because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like we should have already picked up some passengers from somewhere. It just appears to be taking me further and further away from where I think those first passengers are actually located. We shall see. It's definitely busy. I mean, you want hustle and bustle driving, it's definitely here. And I've got to say, they must have done a lot of work on optimization, because I'm getting a solid 60 FPS right now. It does drop very occasionally, like it would. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Don't mind me. Like occasionally it will drop to 22 FPS. We've got to turn it around. How amazing is that we've got this song on right now? I think we can squeeze around this gap. It's going to be tight, but I think we can just about do it. Oh, seriously good driving there from you, Sim. Well done, Sim, sir. Turned a disaster into a plaster. I just made that up. Right, here we go. Down on the right. Wow, tricky road routes. Right, so the orange line just kind of stops there. Do you see that? At which point I'm then pretty much on my own. I don't know where to go after that. I mean, I have seen trees in the road, as I've mentioned. I've seen areas of road not connected. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the French DLC was released by accident. Somebody set it live way before it was meant to go live. So I do I do know, I do understand, I do appreciate that this is not necessarily the finished, polished article that they were hoping to release. So I wasn't expecting perfection today. And that's basically what I found. I mean, you can see that the FPS is incredible, considering how much is going on here and how much detail there is and everything. But there are some issues with, I think, the sat-nav system. See, at the moment, my orange line has ended, but I'm not actually near a stop. If I go to the map, oh, there's my bus there. Okay, well, technically, this is meant to be my first stop, so, yep, fair enough. Oh my god, there's the Montparnasse Tower, the Eiffel Tower. The one thing you can't do at the moment, the Louvre, Notre Dame Cathedral's over there. That probably was Notre Dame that I drove past earlier. The Louvre Museum I didn't see. So, okay, this is where I'm meant to be, but the sat-nav just isn't taking me into this area. So I think I'm just going to have to figure out my own way in there. It's a minor bug, but bug nonetheless. And you can see there's some traffic issues here. I don't think there's any red lights that's stopping that car from moving. Something else is causing that problem. But it's fair to say there are one or two issues that need ironing out. The whole city's at a complete standstill. Nothing is moving. Everyone's beeping at everyone. There's a small amount of movement over there, but I mean, this is a very complicated... AI traffic is an incredibly complicated thing to code. Oh, my wheel wasn't straight. Just going to take matters into our own hands. Go get some passengers. And then we'll figure out everything else as and when we can. Oh, it looks like we've actually got a decent... Son of a bitch. Looks like we've actually got a decent out route there. Okay, here's our stop. Parked like an absolute buffoon here. In my defence, I don't have a lot of space to work with. We're going to have another go at this. See if we can do any better. I'm not convinced we can, you know. Oh, am I meant to have come in down the bottom there? Oh, that would theoretically make more sense, wouldn't it? Oh, I see. So you come in... Oh, this is quite nice. Or is this just for the exit? You stutters now. That is a tight corner right there. Trying to figure it out as I go at the moment. We're not going to get the swing in that we need here. We're going to hit passengers and all sorts. Excuse me, madam. Apologies. Just gently edge you out the way. Okay, well that's about as in we're going to get. So, put the handbrake on. Open all the doors. and all the side things. Good morning.
Hallo, ich benötige noch ein Ticket für die Fahrt.
You need a ticket to Reims. Check in.
Grüezi, bin ich hier
Bonjour.
richtig? Dankeschön.
Danke.
Hallo, das Ticket. Bitte ciao.
Bitte schön.
Hallo, ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig. Auf geht's.
Danke.
Hallo, ist das gültig?
Hallo.
Danke.
Danke. Guel.
Moin, Sie wollen bestimmt mein Ciao.
Danke.
Grüezi, hier ist mein Ticket. Vielen Dank.
Danke. Bonjour, madame.
Danke.
Ça va?
Ciao, Sie wollen bestimmt mein Ticket. Auf geht's.
Ciao. Au revoir.
Hi, Sie wollen bestimmt... Ciao.
Merci.
Hi, Sie wollen bestimmt mein Ticket sehen. Sehr freundlich.
Danke.
Salut, fahren Sie in meine... Cool.
Salut.
Hallo?
Bitte, danke schön.
Danke.
Hallo, kann ich bei Ihnen ein
Hallo.
Ticket kaufen?
Grenoble. No, we're not going to Grenoble. How do I say no?
Nee, jetzt echt?
Yep, really.
Mahlzeit, hier ist mein Ticket.
Danke. Well. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get all these doors closed. And we are good to go. You can see the traffic is still not moving, which is rather uncharacteristic, I'd say. France. Roads in France, I feel to be pretty darn good. Right, everybody's checked in. No missing seats. Let's start the ride. Wunderbar. Handbrake. Beep. Question is, can I just reverse out without squashing this guy? Get myself enough space to leave. I think I can. Looking pretty good. Not bad at all. Alright. Here we go then. So hopefully we get to see a couple of sights on the way. I don't think there's anything coming. Can't get my head around there far enough. Look at this. The roads are empty. Like Christmas Day in France. Nobody works on Christmas Day. Just say I'm really quite liking the road layout and the markings. Obviously you've got the skyline there, you've got the Eiffel Tower, which is nice to look at. There's probably a whole bunch of iconic buildings that I'm looking straight at that I can't name. Like that. I mean, that's quite an imposing thing, isn't it? Is that a train station or something? Quite impressive. That's one thing I took away from France, without their permission, I have to say, is the fact that their road systems just work hugely more efficiently than British. Come on, fella. Than British roads. I don't think anyone would fault me for saying that. Don't do it. You have to be quite aggressive driving in France. You have to, well, not France per se, Paris, I should say. I'll quantify what I'm saying. Paris is like a little bit like London for driving. Like, hey, I'm important and I want to get there. You're in my way, now move. The Arc de Triomphe. Quite an imposing bit of road to drive on this, I can tell you. Especially when you're driving on the wrong side of the road. Way! Steady on, fella. Nearly ripped my thumb out the socket. Disastrous. Bloody disastrous, sir. Bits of thumb everywhere. Away, we're through. No, we're not through. I like the little skiddy sounds that you can get now. I'm not sure if that's a winter thing or whether it's something else. It's pretty good though. How are we doing for time? Sheesh guys, I'm just looking at my Winter Resort Simulator review. Only 20 likes and 5 dislikes. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you guys? I'm trying to save you money. Alright, don't listen to me. Go buy the game, it's brilliant. It's got everything you want in it. As long as the only thing you want is ski lifts. If you want anything else in that game, it's missing, I'm afraid. Missing or very poorly implemented, but whatever. Turn the AC up. We're not living in the Arctic. Quite right, we're living in the outback. Oh no, I'm in the wrong lane now. It's not England, it's France. So that statue there, I have no doubt, is iconic in some way, shape or form. Stay there, car. Good lad. That must be somebody important. That looks like Caesar. Don't know who it's meant to be. I'm no good in cities. No good at all. I've got this sort of lifelong condition whereby if you touch me without my permission, I feel like I have the right to touch you back, but quite aggressively. Always been that way. I do not like people touching me. And in cities, you're gonna get touched everywhere. Your balls, your bum, your face, your neck, everything, back of your head, it's all gonna get touched. So just basically walk around London or Paris or wherever, getting progressively more wound up and annoyed and frustrated. I don't think I could ever live in central London for a particularly long period of time. Wouldn't work out. Two things I can't abide: rudeness and lying. And rudeness also sort of encompasses ignorance. Ignorant and or stupid people irritate me, and there's plenty of those about, trust me. I'm sure you've met many yourselves. And in a city, it's like I don't know, they all appear to be magnetized towards me. That's how it feels. Like all the ignorant idiots in the city wake up and go, oh, I feel that I must go to this same location that CUK is going to today. They feel compelled to go wherever it is I happen to be going. There they are on the train. Jumping on, whacking me in the balls, rubbing my ass. Horrible, horrible. Hate cities. Feel like going, right, everybody just fucking leave me alone. Give me 2 minutes of my own space or people are gonna die. That feels, I mean, not to that extent obviously, but I'm exaggerating somewhat. Only need a minute, to be fair. Come on, lights, thank you. Go, 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 go. What would really add a level of immersion? Now that must be the Arc de Triomphe. No, not the Arc de Triomphe, sorry. The... shish kebang, what's it called? You know what I mean, right? The bells, the bells. Notre Dame, thank you. Thank you whoever was typing that in, I appreciate it. You helped instigate my brain into working. Yeah, that's Notre Dame, alright. That's really, really very nicely modelled, I have to say. Bit difficult to look at it whilst driving, but from here, it looks really good. We are doing a little bit of a tour of France, aren't we? Not intentionally. Just the way the city is laid out and the roads intertwine. Cool, bloody hell. We were not stopping at all then. I had my foot hard on the brake for some time then and it just kept going. There's all the snow gone as well. Hoping for a Christmassy video. In fact, it should be a Christmassy video. Fernbus has always had Christmas trees and Christmas lights and decorations up in certain cities at Christmas. I would expect them to have done that in Paris. Quick tour, quick spin. Whoa, he just completely disappeared. Right, okay, so I get it now. Now we're picking up these guys. Pretty awesome. Really, very awesome indeed. Huge amounts of detail. This bus is just going through. Can we squeeze underneath? No. I think what you're seeing here in this French DLC is the kind of quality and performance that you can expect to see from the bus when that comes out next year. I mean, that's what it's pointing at, obviously. Okay, out of gear, handbrake on. Get all the doors and sides open. And meet the peeps. Bonjour, Fraulein. Danke. Bonjour. Merci.
Hello, here, mein Ticket.
Bonjour. Whoa, what happened there? That was weird. Got pinged across the road. One thing I'll say is nobody appears to be getting on the bus anymore.
Moin, ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig. Ciao.
Which I'm quite surprised at. They're all doing that morphing thing. Okay, fair enough. Bring up the old check-in system. That's everybody picked up. Start the ride. 9:47. Oh, we are running so late. Look at this. Okay, well, the good news is we're heading to Reims now, so should be all good. Looks like we are. And brake off. Let's get going. Apologies for running so late, boys and girls. That's nice. Just having buses driving through this area, even though they're not stopping and picking up passengers, which would be the ultimate, but just having them driving through here makes such a huge difference. It adds absolutely loads the immersion, it really does. So I used to make a lot of skins for Fernbus. I don't know if anyone's ever seen any of the skins I make on Workshop. I don't have any on this PC, it seems. It's a tiny bit frustrating, but thank you so much for letting me out. I am thinking, you know, maybe... Well, it takes a long time. It's about a day's work, usually, to create a really high quality skin for Fernbus. For me anyway, it might be quicker for some of you. But I'm tempted to put some French ones in. Because, you know, German's all well and good, but, you know, in France you'd like to see some French stuff. Especially if you're French. Actually, if anybody is from France watching this, A, bonjour, B, say hello. I'm just curious how many French Fernbus drivers there are, and what do you think of the French DLC? Because I imagine you've bought it. You've already bought into the concept of Fernbus, which is extremely high quality simulation. Not hardcore simulation, but very close in a number of areas at least. Then I assume the second that the French DLC accidentally went live, you went and picked it up. And you probably thought, what the hell is going on here? Why did I pay all this money for this DLC? Only to discover later that it wasn't actually meant to go live. If they ever bring out a UK Fernbus map, I will be all over that like a hot potato. I'm getting all my analogies muddled up here. All over it like a hot potato? That's not correct. All over it like a rash. That makes more sense. Ah, here we go, yeah. So there are some unexpected obstacles in the city still. And it's weird, I don't understand how they have... Hey! Sorry, dude, that was 1% my fault. That was 10% your fault. And you're 1,000,000% an arsehole. Get out of the way. Excuse me. The only way to drive in France. Paris, so yeah, it's fair to say that there's a few unexpected obstacles in Paris at the moment, and I'm sure they'll fix all this up. Damn, I clipped that last one. Now we're heading to Reims. Let's go, Flo. So, yeah, it's very early morning. I was up late last night watching the UK general election. In case you don't know, we have now got a Conservative government, which in my eyes is a good thing. As an avid Brexiteer, I cannot wait to be rid of the EU and all of its bureaucratic BS. I never really bought into it, if I'm being honest, and as soon as I wasn't given an option to join, I'm glad that we have the option to leave. And what's kind of scary is that it was our last, well, I say our last as if we've had some other opportunity, really and truly our only opportunity to leave. And I think we've done the right thing by taking it. I'm not saying that in the future there shouldn't be an EU. I just think the way the EU is formulated at the moment, how it's run and how it's perceived, is not good. Bad, very bad. Many things I dislike about it, and the direction in which it's going is not a direction I wish to join. Or follow, I should say. So yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day for the UK to be a Conservative government. And Labour in the UK, oh my goodness me. I used to be a Labour supporter, not because I particularly agreed with their ethos or manifestos, but because I felt my family, which are predominantly from a working class background, my grandfather was a millionaire, but he was a working man who did very well. But still I felt akin, excuse me, to the Labour Party. But I tell you now, the Labour Party as it is today does not represent me at any time in my life. And I think I am a conservative. I don't think I'm a fully fledged conservative. There are certain aspects of the Conservative manifesto, for example, that I disagree with. But then the chances of any one political group offering you exactly what you were hoping for is highly unlikely. You'd be very happy, wouldn't you, if you could find a political party that had exactly the same views on everything as you did. That would be insane. I just hope that in the UK, politicians especially are quite renowned for saying one thing and doing something almost completely different. I was hoping with the political spectrum in the state in which it's in at the moment, that might actually change. For the first time ever, we might get a government that's delivering on its promises. I mean, that would be spectacular. We can just hope, can't we? And if they don't, then they will get voted out. Quite simply. I think we're going to have a problem here. Are we coming off? No. No. Just that. We're turning off for a second. Super Q. Coincidentally, a couple of months back, when I was in France, on the day that we came back, there was actually a Flixbus that flipped over, and actually flipped over on the road we were on. I think it was the A3. Actually flipped over just behind us. I mean, it couldn't have been more than a couple of miles behind us when it happened. I mean, that's kind of scary. And yeah, I hope everybody was okay on the bus. I don't really know what happened. I know there were injuries, but I don't think it was a Skyliner, but it did look like a double-decker. I'm trying to remember now. I mean, bearing in mind I was driving back from France, a good 700-mile drive. Admittedly, some of that was done by the Channel Tunnel, but still, it was a lot of driving. And I still maintain that Fernbus has the most authentic motorway driving experience of all games. I think it's just a combination of... I think it's a combination of the bobble in the road. You see there's a bit of movement as we're driving. It's the audio and it's the way in which these vehicles move. Combined, I think it makes for a really good, authentic motorway driving experience. Lyon and Dijon. We're coming off here then? Like we are. Got the brakes on. Bit of braking, bit of skidding. A bit of ABS. We should be pretty close to our final destination now. Probably need to get to the inside lane here. You can see there's some bushes and stuff in the middle of the road. It's very difficult to pinpoint where these things are. What TML should do is consider hiring somebody like me or Jimmy Daly or both, and we'll just drive around all of the cities and we'll just tell you exactly where the points are. And in fact, since I'm one of the very few privileged people who have had access to Fernbus modding kit, I could probably go in and fix it myself. So there you go, TML. That's my job application. Pay me in quality wine and French cheese if you like. We'll discuss the terms. No brie. Not a fan of brie. Few things I like more than a cheese cracker with Marmite. Oh gosh. Here. Got a vehicle to my right. No. So nearly there, guys. Looks like we're coming into Reims now. I'm going to jump those guys. Don't you jump me. Do as I say, don't do as I do. No, no. I'm speeding apparently. 30 miles an hour. Really? 30k? Like 20 miles an hour? Who can stomach driving that slowly? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's 90 now. Just that roundabout was 20. Quite a tight roundabout, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if this radio turned into French radio when we got here? Instead of still being German radio. That would really add to the immersion. When I was in France, I was listening to French radio. I didn't speak French particularly well. Let me clarify that, I don't speak French. French is appalling. My accent is... It's not stereotypically British. I don't go, bonjour. Ça va bien, merci. I'm not that bad. I do at least put some effort into it. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Simulator. I don't know if that's good or bad. I've got nothing to base it on really, except for people over here who go, bonjour. Speeding again. Right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Way! Good bit of brake in there. Many years of racing experience coming into play. So I had a really interesting situation this morning. My G29, I can't remember if I told you this at the beginning or not, but my G29 would not connect or start this morning at all. I couldn't get the lights on, I couldn't get it to power up. Nothing was working. Started pulling all the cables out. I was thinking about disassembling it. I was watching people on discussions on Reddit and that who have had similar situations, and they're like, I took mine apart, this piece of metal fell out and then it started working again. Other people were saying, you know, it looked like their motherboard had just suddenly fried for no good reason. So I'm heading in this direction, getting absolutely no power or response from it at all. Bearing in mind this was all plugged in yesterday and working fine. So I was just about to do that. I tried one last thing. I took the USB. I got two USB ports at the front of my machine, and my Cytec is plugged into one and my G29 was plugged into the other. So my Cytec side panel was on and working fine. So I was swapping them about and thinking, oh my god, I think I've lost my G29. Last chance, I chucked it in a different USB port, And it came on, it started working. I was like, oh, brilliant, that was lucky. Let's get on and make the Fernbus video. So then I started making the video, and the Cytec side panel had stopped working. I don't know what's going on with my USB ports at the front here, but never plain sailing. Whenever I come to make a video on Fernbus, for some reason, something in my system breaks. One day I'll get it all working together. It's either the camera that goes, the railway should take a leaf out of this guy's book. We have got happy customers. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Well, there we go, guys. That's everybody off the bus. Pretty decent run. Couple of incidents. Oh, weird, they've all got off the other side of the bus. Fair enough. What they feel they need to do. Check the old cameras. Make sure we don't have any sneaky passengers. No, that's all good to me. So, log out. How did we do? 251 kilometers driven. 540 XP, which gives us 12,263. That's not bad. All passengers. Sold 1 ticket. Stops completed 3 out of 3. Contact with Central 2 out of 2. No refueling. Why do you get a bonus for not refueling? Like there's something. I don't think economic driving is simulated in this game, so I don't see why that's a thing, but whatever. Scheduled arrival 2 out of 3. We were late for that second one. There was a lot of stuff going on before it though, wasn't there? Plus on schedule. Don't know what that means. I've never really figured out any of this. Air conditioning was 85%, so it was pretty good most of the way around. Some people did complain of being cold. Maintain driving time. Don't know what that means. Properties damaged. We did have that one little... We clipped a tree, didn't we? It was in the middle of the road. 3 accidents. Yeah, we did have a little bit of tete-a-tete. Safety distance was broken twice. Speeding limits maintained 94% of the time. 90% driving on the road. I don't know how we only got 90%. But anyway, there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye for now.